Hey, hey, don't know if you need this message, but I need this reminder every single day, all day, both proactively and reactively. And that message is I am and you are a spiritual being having a spiritual experience in a human body. And this human body can make things very complicated and challenging for our spiritual divinity to shine through. And that is because we've got 5 limited senses that we perceive the world through. We have a personality of protection called our ego, who is constantly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. Homegirl does not take a break, who is constantly filtering the world and is chattering in our minds. What are they going to say about you? What are they going to think? Who are you to raise your hand and walk in your light and share your brilliance and add value? Who are you to think that you're worthy? Who are you to believe that you are blessed and highly favored? Chatter, 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 chatter. And yet our divinity, our spiritual essence, has the capacity to rise above that fear and to stand in our light. And a tool that helps me stand in my light is the daily word. It is a part of my spiritual practice. And I want to share with you today's daily word message. Today is Friday, December 3rd, 2021. The topic for today is reach. The affirmation is, I reach for a fuller experience of life. My life expands each time I extend my heart, my hand, or my awareness in new directions to further my growth. I enrich my soul and evolve my consciousness when I open myself to fresh experiences. From making friends to visiting unfamiliar places, life is richer when I take it in bold directions. Centering on the awareness of spirit, I discern the next step along my path. I wonder where I'll be called to go and how I may be of service along the way. Knowing I'm divinely guided and inspired, I have faith that I will find the perfect circumstances that allow my life to blossom into the fullest expression. I can't wait to discover which new and exciting adventures are in store for me when I reach for them. But strive first for the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6:33. Here's just a few pieces that I want to share with you about today's message. And that is going back to this idea of the inner critic, who is, again, all day, every day, chattering. I don't know about for you, but she chatters in my mind. She wants to just go to town. And if she has the megaphone and the soapbox, it's a very, very, very gray day for me. And that day may extend to days or phases. And so we've got to really practice putting that inner critic in her place, or whatever the pronoun is for you, in its place, and checking it and rising above that barrier, that glass ceiling that we all have. And we got to bust through it. And we bust through it by tapping into the fact that you and I are spiritual beings. And what I help my clients do in our practice is to help them really recognize that fear has its place. Fear is there to protect you. Fear is doing its job, but you have a job too, because you aren't just a human being. You are a human being who is a divine spiritual being within this earth suit. So by virtue of that, you have the capacity to rise above your fear and reach for the next step. Here's something that I've noticed about myself and something I've noticed about the people that I work with who are high achievers, most of them high achieving women, and the very most of them are high achieving Black women, my very own sisters. Here's the thing. So we have this inner critic. She's chattering all day, every day about the things that we can and cannot do. She also can tend to take on some very pronounced personas. One of those personas can be imposterism. This idea that no matter what my resume says, I have not done enough to be where I am. And that those people out there, are going to find out and figure out that I am a fake and a fraud and I'm going to be totally embarrassed. Another mindset, number 2, is perfectionist. And this type of inner critic really chews on the fact that you're not enough, your idea is not enough, until it's perfect you can't share it, until it's all right it can't, all right, not all right like, oh, things are good, but like until it's all exactly done or exactly perfect or exactly, you know, what your vision is for it, then it's not worthy to be shared. And then number 3 is this inner critic who really is fixated on distractionism, which is this idea of I'm going to make myself so distracted by all these other important and significant roles that I completely distract myself from really living my own purpose. Now, what happens is that this inner critic she's going. She's got a megaphone, she is loud, and she is pronounced. However, when you reach for your spirituality, when you reach for the fact that you are a spiritual being, you are overriding that inner critic. And we have this all day long. We have these inspired thoughts that say, go do this. This is a good idea. Call that person. Send that email. Reach out to them. And then what happens? That inner critic is like, you can't do that. Who would you be? What would they say? How will they respond? And guess what happens to that inspired divine thought? We throw it away and we stay stuck. So here's my challenge to you and me, and it is to recognize the fear. Recognize it. Oh shit, I'm scared of that. That terrifies me. I'm hearing that voice of the inner critic. She is on, she is loud and clear, and she is not gonna have the last word. I am reaching for the fact that I am connected to Source. I am an expression of God. And because of that, I'm gonna walk in my purpose. You've got this. I'm excited for you. Bye for now.